Yeah, good morning. First time, and we are now here at the Schmittenhöhe.
It's pretty much sure that we will make it because it's just one hike anymore. Such a long time, and then you arrive here and suddenly, like, boom, it's over. So the question is, what's next?
Good evening and welcome. We're approaching the end of day 10 of Red Bull X-Alps. Still 2.5 days left in this most epic of races. 13 athletes still out there on the field trying to get here to goal to Zell am See. Are they going to make it? Now, earlier today I was up on Schmittenhöhe where we had a couple of athletes coming through, and I'm going to be chatting about that in a moment. But really the main action of today was in Lermoos, where my colleague Gavin McClurg was there to witness all the action from the air and on the ground as well.
Packed here at Turnpoint Lermoos. The athletes just keep coming in one and after another. Marcus Anders just came in and Shane Teague. And here we got Jean de Bioli, currently in 16th, just arriving just a few minutes after. And the beautiful Zugspitze Arena. Let's go chat with Jean and see how it is. The latest reports are it's been really a battle, super windy. Yeah, Jared! Yee-hoo-hoo-hoo! Nice, buddy.
All right.
Nice move, dude. 21st to 12th in 12 hours. Not bad, dude. Yeah, let's put a little microphone on you. How was that flying?
That was great. Started at 9 a.m.
Is it windy?
A little bit, but
Not
it's
too bad.
not too bad, like 15 to 20 sometimes.
What are you getting for base?
3,300.
Okay, plenty high enough.
Yeah,
And are we gonna see you in Zell tonight?
that's the plan.
That seems like a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna give it a go.
From here, you gonna hike up here and then make the crossing?
They have a plan.
Okay.
I just fly.
just do what they say. Keep it simple. Right.
I'm just a paragliding robot.
How do you guys communicate? Are you using Zello? Zello.
Essentially, we keep it quiet and let the video come up.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, oh, it's blowing 40k an hour. Oh yeah, he knows that.
Unnecessary information. Thank you for stating the blatantly obvious.
You really need a low save here.
Thank you. I've known that for 10 minutes, guys. Appreciate that.
So we just showed up and let him do his thing.
It is so cool, this race. It's been a dream. And to be this far into it, I'm just so stoked.
Yeah.
Yes! It's got cookie dust in it and everything.
Where's mine? How's the flying?
Not good.
No?
No,
It's pretty windy?
Yeah,
Really?
ugly.
Really?
Yeah, 70, 80 kilometers per hour.
Ooh.
This was one after a long time when I really was feeling like, I really want to be on the ground.
Yeah, I don't like that.
At the takeoff was slightly wind, okay? Then you have 2,900. You climb, it's like, okay, a little bit north. Then bam, bam, bam. I think it's time to walk.
Yeah, that's not nice. So all the athletes who came through Lermoos today reported really strong winds, and they said it was pretty scary in the air, but it backed off. They all got right up to launch really quickly, and as of this recording, they were making really good progress towards Zell. Will they make it tonight? Looks tough, but Tarquin will have the answer for that in the live shortly.
Well, it was a bumpy ride for many of those athletes, but they are now in a stone's throw's distance away from goal. Marcus Anders ended up about 30 kilometers away. Too far to make goal tonight, but definitely he's looking hopeful to come through tomorrow. Also in that group, Juraj Koren, Jean de Biolay and Jared Scheid, who was first into Lermoos as we saw earlier. They're all in pole position, prime position even, to make it through tomorrow. A little further back, we've got Shane Tai and Benny Dornauer in the Zillertal Valley. The weather conditions are looking good. Tomorrow's looking like a great day before it then closes down with thunderstorms on Thursday. So still those athletes, many of them optimistic that they can come through and make this amazing float here today, which has seen plenty of action today, which began for me on top of Schmittenhohe in the early hours of this morning, where I was up to witness Tobias Grossrobacher and Patrick von Kernel both hike up. Now, Toby, I mean, astonishing athlete. He's someone who had the hike and fly record before Tongi did. He had something like 11,500 meters when he broke it a few years ago. He said he's got the eye on the record again as well, he told me on the top. But beautiful scenes hiking up through the cloud inversion, and he's so strong. His supporters showed me a video clip of him setting off, and he literally started the day in a crouch, in a sprinter's crouch, and just sprinted and ran after Patrick von Kernel, and excuse me, he overtook Patrick, and was even Patrick said that Toby is an absolute beast. And when he got to within about 100 meters of the signboard on the top of Schmittenhöhe, having hiked nearly 1,000 meters, there were quite a few media and supporters hanging around. Toby just set off at a blaze. He just literally sprinted for the signboard and left us all for dead. We were just blown away. So extraordinary athlete he is. He's having a great race. Then Patrick came up. Patrick has also had a great race. He said that this race has been in some ways tougher than previous races, but he had a good race. He didn't make the big mistakes that he has done in the past. Only one mistake that cost him 40 minutes, and he wasn't able to regain that. I mean, that's the level that this is at. You make one mistake and you've lost the leaders. But all round, he seemed very, very happy. And we waited on the summit for the inversion to clear, and then those two flew down that magical glide to the landing float. And they weren't the only two athletes to make the float today, of course. This afternoon, just a couple of hours ago, we had Tanguy Renougu come down, as well as Nicola Heiniger. Now, I was on the boat witnessing that, and Tanguy just missed the landing float, and then immediately, it was quite strong northerly wind, immediately started sailing downwind, managed to keep his wing above his head. Great control. But he had to be fished out the water and was rescued, and was then told, amazingly, he had to swim to the raft, rather like Damien Lacarze 2 years ago. You've got to make the raft. He didn't make it, so he then jumped off the rescue boat and had to swim 50 odd meters back to the raft. He was absolutely exhausted. We were hoping to speak to him later, but his teammates sort of said, look, he's just dead, so we'll catch up with him another time. Nicola, meanwhile, landed perfectly on the landing raft. But then his wing dipped a little bit, poof, and he was off like a shot too in the drink. So amusing, funny scenes, and just great to see the atmosphere. A lot of the other athletes have come now. They always come and share the magical moments, congratulating, and it's good to see that camaraderie. Now, meanwhile, at the back of the pack, fighting since day one really, is Sebrand Warren. Remember, in the prologue, he finished about 5 hours after the first winner, had a shocking day, but he's a fighter. His name is Sebrand Warren, and this clip will tell you more about him.
I've really had to check my ego in order to keep flying well. Feel like maybe I'd be too scared. But I think being in last and like being so far behind everyone, trying to convince myself to go on, trying to convince myself that I'm worthy of this race and of all this attention. Because when I'm thinking about all the eyes, the place, being high performance, when I'm thinking about all that, I can't catch a thermal better than a beginner pilot.
Yesterday, we made the mistake of not getting enough sleep on a day that was really, really good for XC. And I was just like, I managed to stay up the whole day, but I was flying real shit. But we still ended up flying super far. I just like finished the day with this like feeling that I hadn't really taken full advantage. We landed like behind the airspace because I wasn't going to clear it yesterday. So then we just had a 400 meter hike up to a little takeoff that we found, and then a 20-kilometer glide. There were already thermals at 8 a.m., but we couldn't quite climb in them.
Does it feel different now that you know that people have finished?
It doesn't make a difference for me at all. Like, my goal was to race for 12 days. Yeah, even today the wind's going in the right direction, but it's a little too sketchy. Maybe if I was Kriegel, I'd be at 3,000 meters right now, blasting off down towards Locarno. Yeah.
How you going?
Good. Just took a look at the forecast for the next 2 days. And I think if we push a bit and fly really well, we could still finish the race, which is crazy. We just need 2 150K days, and with a tailwind, it might be possible. We've had like some really hard push days and then some more relaxing, just 1,200 meter days. I thought that originally would be a challenge to my physical ability and maybe my mental ability, excluding the ego. Yeah, the goal is to get to the valley that leads down into Domodossola. But honestly, if we get there before 9, there's a good chance we can glide all the way to Domodossola from there. And if there's magic evening air, maybe we can top one a bit more harder. Got to stay optimistic. It looks like we're gonna fly. That'd be so cool. If I can clear 2 valleys right now, we've really saved ourselves.
Start that again.
We keep my girlfriend on the group chat, and sometimes she hops in on the calls and just listens without saying anything. But you can see she's there. So it's like, hi, Katie.
Sebrand, what a trooper. Will he make goal? Well, he's tagged Bellinzona today, so he's in with a sporting chance. If the weather holds out for tomorrow, good flying day, and then it's going to be most likely on foot for much of Thursday. So how about the rest of the lineup as they come through? Who is next on the standings to make goal? So if we have a look at that leaderboard, obviously we know the first 10 athletes who've already come through. Next up, we've got Marcus Anders currently in 11th place. He's 30k out. Jared Scheid, Uri Corin, Jean de Biolay, Shane Tai, 15th place. Benny Dornauer, Tommy Friedrich and Alenda Ukvitner bring up the 15th, 16th, 17th positions. Tommy Friedrich, of course, a bit upset with serving out his 12-hour penalty. He didn't even start till this afternoon. He had to watch half the fleet going past him, which would have been upsetting for anyone after this stage of the game. Then we have, who do we have? We have Sami Tanner, Andre Prohaska, who had the longest flight 2 days ago, 213 kilometers, great race, in 20th. 21st, Davide Sassadelli. 22nd is Sebrand, and then 23rd is Martin Iniguez from Spain. Yeah, a word about those penalties. People do get upset, but long memory here. I remember in 2017, when our own race director, Ferdinand Vogel, was then a supporter for an athlete called Paul Takats, when Paul had to serve out a 48-hour penalty for an airspace infringement. Remember, this isn't a race rule, this is air law. So if you break air law, that is a serious thing indeed. So all in, it's been a great day. A few other little updates and announcements. We've had a few details here. Nicola Heiniger, we've got here. This is a random fact. He's hiked the most distance so far, 444 kilometers, and it's Simon Oberauner who's got away with hiking the least, only 219 kilometers, but not quite as impressive if you listen to the Aaron Duragatti interview last night, where he reminded us that I think it was either the previous edition or 2 editions ago, where he literally only hiked 20 kilometers on the flat. That's I think that's probably an all-time record. Well, that brings to a close our evening report for today, day 10. Come back tomorrow for day 11 for more of the same, willing all these last 13 athletes to make goal. Give them lots of juju. Follow all the action on 3D live tracking or on our WhatsApp channel, which can be found on redbullxalps.com/WhatsApp. Thanks for watching, and goodbye from me.
Got him on bump.